Right. Today is these two have today. 9:45, yellow folder, ISM, Wednesday, Thursday, pre-NFP, and then NFP on Friday. Ba-da-na-na-na-na. All right, what do we have here? Let's see here on a daily. Daily fair value gap. Weekly fair value gap. Punching above it right now. Upper quadrant. see here. Opening in 5 minutes, hourly. Okay, let's see what we got here today. Looking at the 1 hour, just got price butting up against this fair value gap here. Failing to break midpoint. Price dropped lower. It took out. I really wish it didn't this morning, but it took out a lot of sell side liquidity. I managed to catch some trades in the morning. I'll go through them in 20 minutes on why I took specific trades. 2 winners and 1 loser in the morning. It was a really good morning session. Could have been better if my first loser never lost. Drawn liquidity overall for NQ is going to be all-time highs. But for price to get there, it still needs to do some work. So we've got yesterday's highs not tapped yet. Or sorry, Thursday's highs. All right, so hourly's funky. So the 15-minute, it painted a really nice picture when I woke up today. We had Asia's range, the lows, relative equal lows, never tapped into. Then we had London create relative equal lows, never got tapped into. It took out Tuesday's high here. Okay. And then I decided to take a short from here, but price decided to push up once higher before taking that 815 red folder news and hitting my targets essentially of London lows and Asia lows. Okay. So liquidity has been taken. So all this here, this was all massive amounts of liquidity. Huge liquidity pool. And from here, price essentially pushed up higher. And now we're sitting basically in this hourly fair value gap that formed on the 15-minute. What I want to see from price today is, do I think high probability are in shorts today? I really don't think so. We just came down, took out liquidity, rejected the lower half of this red bar that I have here on the top left, which is the daily fair value gap from way back when. And I really want price to respect this level and push higher. Okay. So overall bias for the day is longs. But for the 9:30 open, I don't have any direct levels that I'm targeting. This level right here, right? This is buy side liquidity. This I'm sort of liking. It's just the pre-news high. Most likely it's going to get ran. And just some pertinent levels that we have for today is we've got Asia's first presented, which you can see how nicely price was rejecting it here. And finally, when it broke above it, it pushed up higher to this level right here is Wednesday's 6 a.m. So today's 6 a.m. first presentation. You can see that it tapped. And all in all, we just got to wait for a bit more structure here to take a trade. All right, so we've opened up, and it's gone for a minute here off my screen, and we already pushed up higher. But at the 9:30 open, the RTH gap is 45 points. We've got buy side liquidity above us, and let's see if we get a trade set up. But most likely, and I'll tell you guys the high probability trade for today, it's going to happen between these two times right here. And the reason why is A, we got a main catalyst at 10 a.m. And B, we're going to be trading in the macro. So I want to trade in here. If nothing presents itself before 10 a.m., we'll trade after it. First presentation, silver bullet, trying to hit buy side. This sell side here, I really don't think it's going to get taken. I think the damage has been done to the downside, regardless that we're kind of butting up against this daily fair value gap here that this 1 hour fair value gap that I have here on the top left. I'm anticipating that we break higher, and once we do, and we close above the midpoint, these highs right here are going to be our next level for the day. Okay, pretty simple. Pretty simple. I guess while price is trying to give us, hold on, is this today's first presentation? There's one way to tell. ICT dropped some new rules on us when it came to first presentation. Let me change this to RTH. So we got RTH lows right here below us. They have not been taken. If price opened up below this and it shot up, I would take that first 9:30 gap as the first presentation. But just because these are still open from an RTH perspective, we do have to wait for 9:31 and onwards. Okay. So from an ETH perspective, give me 1 sec here. What level is 664? Yeah, 664. Okay, so an interesting no, and I'm putting this lightly out there, but if electronically these lows get taken, but not in regular trading hours, ICT said that it's a high probability target for later on the day. So I'm going to keep that in mind. But all in all, let's trade to the plan. Let's wait for the first presentation, see how things shape up, see if we get any nice buy side liquidity pools to aim for, and then we're going to take it. But all in all, from an ETH perspective, I'm bullish here, right? Like this buy side right now, it's probably going to be taken before 10 a.m., but we'll see. Not that I'm saying to trade it, it's just we'll need a sensible stop loss and entry, but we got to wait a bit. Today's 3 trades that I took, I guess quickly going over, or you know what, I'll do that after. Let's first take a trade and then we can kind of go over what happened in the morning. You can see price right here, it broke above, so it pushed straight up into, you know, north of the RTH gap. It retraced a bit in. Price most likely, it might create, this might be our first presentation. We'll see in 50 seconds, but it's probably going to take buy side here. Right now we're butting up against the midpoint of this well-respected 1 hour fair value gap. You can see how price failed to break the midpoint many times. And by breaking it, I mean by the close. Something that we do need to, you know, look out for. But again, this trade right here, in my opinion, this is not for me. This is not my setup. It's an interesting RTH gap, 9:30. All right. I held this trade. This would have been a massive win. Almost 4-1 from like 1-1. But there's no M I'm holding this trade for so long. It wouldn't even hit drawdown. Very little right here, but not according to plan. So buy side has been hit. So pre-news high, which is fairly high probability. Let's see how this is going to close. We might get our first fair value up of the day somewhere around here that we'll be trading off of. Trying to think right now if this was a possible missed entry, but it breaks above Tuesday's afternoon first presentation and today's 6 a.m. retest lower, and then it pushes higher to buy side. It seems obvious, but when you're trading it, again, it's not technically to plan. Because I would be worried that, like, what? Take it there when it rejects. Stop there. Maybe like a 1-to-1 there, but that's not. That's again possible trade, which makes sense with the bias, but we gotta wait for a bit more here. Right. Okay. First presentation has been officially formed. This is where we're going to build the majority of our bias today. First presentation. This is going to be Wednesday, New York. First presentation of 6-4. Usually what I do is I keep pertinent levels. So 5 days back, and that's it. And then once I start seeing older levels, I just clear them out. They do something to get respected. Don't get me wrong, because these PD arrays don't get stale. But again, trying to keep my charts as clean as possible. It'd be nice to see this candle here close above this 1 hour fair value gap. That'd be nice to see. On the 1 hour, we got relative lows here. This is most likely a target for later on. Hey, Alex, how's it going? Are you active? No, I'm not. I think I'm gonna disabandon that Discord for now. I just don't have the time to do like live streams and YouTube videos and Discord at the same time. But I think the best way just to communicate now is going to be in the live chat. I'm probably going to reopen up my Discord later on again, but right now, Alex, too much going on. It's going to be the same Discord when I do open it back up. So, but right now it's dead. Previous week highs. So these highs right here, correct. That's like, this is my higher time frame draw. But it's not my session draw, because price really needs to push up a lot to get there. It's what? Actually, you know what? 78 handles, very little. Definitely doable in this session. But right now we took buy side liquidity, so let me put that there. It's not really important anymore. What do we have at 10 a.m.? We have something. Yeah, let's see. Forex Factory. At 9:45, so in 5 minutes, we got yellow folder news, which is not important. Final service PMI, and then at 10 o'clock we got ISM services. Do note today is the Wednesday before NFP. Price action might be a bit fickle, so we're going to be extra careful today. Yesterday I wasn't the happiest with my live trades on stream, but after the live stream, I absolutely crushed it. I closed the day off 1.5K in profit per account, and today I was down 250, and then I managed to mitigate my losses with 2 small wins right before the open. So So far for the week, I'm up 2,500. So far, it's going good. And I don't mind taking one more good trade today and then just taking Thursday and Friday off. Friday for sure I won't be trading. Tomorrow I might. It really depends. Have you guys caught any trades? Like Alex, like have you caught any trades yesterday in the afternoon? There's a lot of clean setups. We can maybe go over them later on. So what price did here? It tapped first presentation here, pushed higher. I'm not interested in this. Why? Because look at where we are relative to the run. This level right here. Hold on. What is this level? Oh, okay. So here's minor buy side. Buy side, and here is, we'll call this major buy side. Once price hits this level, major buy side, call it a week. You could try to catch some reversals down from this level, but that's where I want price to go to. Why don't I like this trade right here? It's because we've barely dug into RTH. We've created it. We've tapped it. And just look at the 15-minute. Like, you'll be taking a trade. And it might hit minor. I'm not saying it is, right? But, like, you'll be taking a trade like that, ultimately. And there's a really high chance that's going to stop you out before it gets the target, TP. But assuming you guys caught this, again, could this work out? Maybe, but we got to wait for a bit more. Like, let's see what 10A is going to give us. Maybe trade in the macro. Getting this to a more high probability trade is better. We're trying 3 evals. Nice. Break even for the past 2 days. You know what I noticed, just based on my own personal trading history, is when you start, because like when you have 5 to 15 accounts connected at once and you're scared to take a $200 trade per account, that's when you're just trading too many accounts. It's too much leverage. It's too much stress. In my opinion, take it back to one account, get your confidence up, and then slowly start scaling it up. No need to speed things up because trust me, it hinders you a lot. But Alex, if your confidence is there, then man, go for those 3 evals and keep scaling. But see how this trade here would have completely effed you over because we're in such a freaking premium right now. We took minor buy side. Sure, created this, but we wanna see something better. We want to see something better. In 15 minutes, we'll see how this hourly closes. If it closes below the midpoint, something that it can tag, and it might throw everyone off today, is right here. This is a low res liquidity run. So there's a lot of liquidity sitting here, but the reason why I'm not crazy about it is just because we took all of sell side from London, pre-Asia, and Asia. So we'll see. If we have an opportunity to short, we'll short, but right now I'm leaning more long than short, but I gotta wait for a bit more. I guess while we wait for 950, this is the trades that I took earlier on today. So when I woke up, I really thought this was an easy 2-to-1 trade. Price ultimately created relative equal lows right after 6 a.m. I was targeting these relative equal lows from 5 a.m. Give me 1 sec, everybody. Sorry. So I was aiming for these lows right here at 5 a.m. And what price did is it opened up at 6 a.m. It created the first presentation that sometimes I trade off of. You can see it bounced up, came lower, created these relative equal lows. And I'm like, this is a great target. So much liquidity just got created. It punched above the this first presentation again. It meandered around this 5-minute fair value gap, and then it finally started pushing lower. And once I saw a close below it with a rejection of the upper half, just like this, I'm like, price definitely. I was 85% sure that it's going to collapse. So what it did is it started dropping. It created these relative equal lows here, started coming up higher. I'm like, perfect. It's just going to go up higher. take out this little liquidity void that I have marked here in red, and then it's going to drop lower to target 1 and 2. Unfortunately, it ripped right through. It took me out, and I even scaled in here. Because I was so confident that like once price started rejecting this level aggressively, I was scaling in. So I was max contract short, and then price, it just came back up and took me out. And what it did is it took out the highs from 6 o'clock. And then right before the news, you can see here, it created a BPR on the 1 minute, and it just dropped like a rock, taking out all these levels and all of Asia's levels. And what I managed to do is, once I saw price kind of reject Asia's first presentation fair value up from yesterday, I took a 0.5 risk reward short. So I made like just above 1 full R here. And then I took a second trade rejecting off of this IFEG once it took sell side liquidity to the easiest possible level to hit, which is Asia's first presented. Again, could I have held it? I could have, but I could have went the other way as well. And I was just looking here to just lock in profits, honestly. So this was like a 1-to-1. It could have been a 4-to-1, but that's how trading is. You can't catch these runs. How many trades am I taking a day? On average, I take 2. Sometimes if I take one big one, I lock out. If I take a loser, I'm like redemption trade time, and I'm very patient on my second one. Maybe I might trade half R until I go to break even, then I trade a full R again. It really depends how I'm feeling for that day. This week I'm feeling on fire just because I've made so much money. I'm a bit more risk adverse in my trading, and you'll see me fluctuate on trades, right? But I had a pretty brutal like February. March was good. April was good. May was decent, and so far June is really strong for me right now. What's my hard stop? Once I hit like 1.5K per account on the day, I stopped trading around there. And that number is going to probably change in the future. But hard stop is, hold on, let me refrain myself. Once main levels have been taken and I'm happy with profit, I just close out the day. That's it. Walk away happy. On a Friday, if I take one trade and nothing else happens, like I lock out. Give me 1 sec, everybody. I am going to just close my window here. Neighbors are extremely loud. All right. So far in 10 minutes, it may look like the hourly is closing above this level here. If it does, what are we waiting for? We want to dip lower and then getting in on price action. But all in all, we're entering the macro right now. We're in a premium of this entire range. So this wouldn't be... Okay. We've entered the 10 a.m. macro here. So we're at 950. But I'm not seeing anything right now that's worth trading. And not on 15 second, I'm not looking at right now. I build my bias here off of the 5 minute, the 1 minute, and mostly the 15 minute. Like this is my bread and butter. If someone were to ask me what's my favorite time frame, it's the 15 minute. I don't even need the 1 hour. It just adds a bit more. Sorry, give me 1 sec, guys. All right. It looks like 10 a.m. has hit. We're dropping lower. You can see today's first presentation. And you can see here I drew it incorrectly, actually. Wait, did I? Let's see. Is there a gap between these two, between the high and the close here? So 10 a.m. news is going to be right here. Let's make a red line right here. This is going to be 10 a.m. news for us. And most likely, we're waiting for this right now. There is nothing that I'm interested in. Pick a price here. You can see it. So right now it's trading below the midpoint. I do want to see how it's going to close. That's going to influence my session bias. But right now what I'm seeing is I'm liking these highs above us, and the RTH lows that haven't been swept, which you can see on the regular trading hours. This is something that I'm worried about in terms of price wanting to draw there after 10 o'clock. So right now I'm 50-50, and I'm just waiting for more intraday price action to show me where price wants to go. Also, RTH hasn't really been traded to. The first quadrant hasn't been touched. Another reason why price just might just go lower here. But we'll see here. It's got to be patient today. All right. All right. We got 5 minutes till news, till 10 o'clock news. This is interesting. This might get ran. We have relative equal lows form after 9 o'clock. So right here, relative equal lows. Price right now is bouncing off of Tuesday's afternoon and today's 6 a.m. first presentations, but it might pierce through it and just collapse right into RTH lows. Just seeing 1, 2, 3. If it doesn't explode from here, it's going to take out RTH lows. And I think my bet 50-50 is it takes lows out here. We also have RTA or regular trading hours highs here, which price is most likely going to push towards. But all in all, above us, hold on. Price is creating some nice structure for us to target to the upside. So right here is relative equal highs. $10 a.m. news in 3 minutes. We'll see what it does. And within the first 10 minutes, it'd be great if we catch something. If not, silver bullet. First presentation, 1 minute after 10 o'clock, taking it to a level of inefficiency or liquidity. Simple as that. So 10 a.m. news is here. 2 more minutes, and we'll see if we can get a trade. Prices consolidating sideways. This is called time distortion. Oh, are you trading 50Ks? Alex, yes, only 50Ks. Just because they're a lot easier to get. Each one is, $50 for an evaluation. It's quick 2 days, and it's just easy to get, very fast. And once you get your accounts above 4K, technically you're trading 150s, because you'll never trade 15 minis. I think 5 minis is insane. You might use that more during like the pre-New York sessions when candles are really small. Like you might really increase your minis. There you go. Price just pushed to the downside. Took out some of this low res liquidity run that I marked earlier. Price might be hunting this right here, this level right here, 664. All right. Okay. Price went down. It took out a lot of the low res liquidity. So all this right here has been taken out. This candle closed in the upper quadrant of the RTH gap. This fair value gap here, I'm going to map. I'm interested in it. Okay. It's from the low to the high because it has a volume imbalance. Okay. Oh, looks like. Well, it's going to be a fair value gap to the downside in a couple of seconds. So I'm just going to leave it here for now, and I'll adjust it once it closes. And then once price gets above today's first presentation, that might be a good sign for longs, to be honest, to minor and major buy side. When price is below this level, it's definitely a risky short here to take. or sorry, a long. But all in all, I just want one more fat trade for today, just to close off my week. Gotta be patient here. I might double up on risk for this trade too. Use my profits from the morning and leverage that for the New York. Okay, so this right here is the first fair value gap at 10 o'clock, right? You just created it. I am liking how price kind of shot down and it's wicking to the upside here. It would be nice to kind of see price get above these levels right high, above these highs, giving us a market structure shift on the 1 minute and then breaking above the first presentation. And that might be that clear run to minor and then to major buy side liquidity. Okay. Alternatively, if price fails to do a market structure shift on the 1 minute, price might actually come lower here and take out this level right here. So during RTH hours. That's option 2 here. You can see price here is bouncing off of the midpoint of the RTH gap. Again, I don't see any trade right now. If you are trading to the downside, it would be nice to see price come up here, wick into this first presentation, then drop lower to 664. I think that's a target that I might go for, even though that I took it out earlier today. But I just gotta be patient here. This is not super clean price action. Close on the bottom of Asia's first presentation, fair value gap. I've got a gut feeling in me that it's going to run for this level right here, 664. It's going to be RTH lows. See that right there during RTH hours, how clean that is? Like these lows just seem like they need to get tapped. But then you can see how conflicted my bias is, right? Nice rejection. So the 1 hour close below the midpoint, it pushed lower. Let's see, what can I position to the downside here to this level? Still want price spiking me out here. 5 minute looks very bearish. Looking good. 55450. Are those the lows on the RTH? Yeah, they are. Okay. There's a little fair value gap right here. We don't want to see price. If price is going to hit this level, we don't want to see it get above here. Asia's first presentation is holding it down. I just need a good RR for this. If price spikes into this and closes somewhere here, I will take the short, something like that. I guess 2.7 to 1. But I want it to respect mean threshold and this fair value up here. And most likely price is going to fucking drop. No. We're trading below the RTH gap. Can I take a micro trade here on the 15-second? Unfortunately, guys, no bueno, no pullback. I really hope it pulls back right now. At least like next entry would be to be at the RTH lows. Let's see. Let me change to my 15-second here. Let's see if I can scalp a quick short here. Bit higher, bit higher. This needs to pop a couple of pips to the upside. And once it gets to like the RTH low, I'll get in. All right, I'm in with a short for 170. This is ultra high risk. I'm just assuming that price is just going to collapse from here. My stop is, so this is my entry here. It's like a 1-to-1. What level am I targeting? I'm going to break even 664. All right, I am. Okay, hit the level. I'm at break even now. I wanted to collapse a bit lower. And that's how you do it, guys. Quick little short. There you go. That's how you get it done, guys. 441 for the day per account. Nice. So do you remember before what I said, guys? ETH has taken out liquidity and RTH hasn't. That's how you... Did that make sense, guys? I just want to make sure that this trade made sense to everybody that I just took. It was a quick little tiny short. All right, I'm just going to copy this trade. All right, price right now is reverting. Let's see if we can pull it to the upside. Okay, so this is, let's take this is my 5th trade for the day. Let's see if I can come back down, man. I just need to trade just a bit here for me to get back in. This IFEG would be nice. It would be nice for it to kind of get into here again. Lower level targets have been taken, and I think price right now is going to be pushing price to the upside. Next position of the trade. If I can see price reject this, it'll give me confidence. And maybe I might swing for the fences here. But see the 1 hour. Target unknown right now. But it might be something like this. If price does come back down, I will take it long. So we've taken this. This was the trade that we just took a couple seconds ago. It was like a 1-to-1. Nothing crazy from an R perspective. I feel like I was on my A game, taking this reversal here. It just didn't give us an opportunity at all to get in. It just blasted right through. If you guys are enjoying the stream, feel free to drop a like. I'd appreciate that. And sub to the channel if you guys are interested in this content. But we're here making money every single day. Other than yesterday on the live stream, but we made money after. Oh boy. But still, like, I'm not satisfied with the short that we took earlier today. It was okay, but it just wasn't big enough. Wasn't satisfying. So you can see here how after 10 o'clock, bias was clear, price pushed into those relative equal lows. So see, liquidity was taken, but on the RTH, it wasn't. That's where price went. High probability target. Honestly, if I knew it was going there early on, if I kind of trusted my gut, maybe I would think a short here, but I don't think so. I'm not experienced enough to take such shorts from high up before, like completely against bias. You can see here price. This is when we start looking at like every single hourly fair value of that forms. Like you can see here, price is rejecting Asia's first presentation. It's going up higher. And what's price going to do today? So we've taken that target. We have relative equal highs above us. We're essentially being held down by the mean threshold of this 1 hour fair value gap, which makes it a bit sketchy to trade north from. See prices here is rejecting Asia's first presentation fair value gap. It's going to invert the SIBI to the downside, but like, you know, if I were to position trade here, I wouldn't be too comfortable. I wouldn't be too comfortable with my stop, to be honest. I want to see a bit more for price action before I know that it's going to turn around and it's going to push up once higher, just because of how the hourly shaping up. And if this 15-minute here closes above the mean threshold of the RTH gap, so the better. But so far, damage has been done to the downside, and I think upside is what's going to happen moving forward. But I just need confirmation from the 5-minute or from the 1 minute or from some time frame, because as of right now, that confirmation isn't there. It is Wednesday before NFP. It's 10:14. We've just passed like this 20-minute window of trading. I said earlier, like most likely we're going to take a trade after 10 o'clock news, which we did. And again, what I've done here is I've used the lower half of the RTH gap, or sorry, the very lowest portion as essentially a level that it shouldn't really punch too deep into before hitting the relative equal lows, being at such a deep discount to where target is. So nice. I got 38 views today. Let's see what else I have here. Price is pushing off of this Asia first presentation. We've got this 5-minute SIBI that we're trading into. Like this candle closed in the lower half. I'm not saying that it can't push above it, but like here's like another piece of confluence that you'd have to expect. It just gets broken through and then it continues pushing to the upside. So far, I'm not in love with the longs. Maybe once it breaks this RTH gap high and it comes back down to retest it and I see that it's failing to test the lower half, I might take a long. Man. What can we trade here? RTH highs. Very, very bullish close on the 1 hour. Let's see the 4 hour here. It's gonna close. Oh, it just actually opened up. So it would be nice to see price get above this first presentation, reject it, and push higher. I think this is going to be a high probability trade if we get here. So like here's kind of like option 1 for today. So if price, you know, for those watching, kind of gets above here, rejects it, right? That's kind of price 1 that I like. But as of right now, price kind of rejected the upper section of the RTH gap, closed right below it. So this is, it's slight bearish price action. If you kind of add it to the 5-minute BISI or SIBI that we have here, if this candle here closes on the lower half of it, it might send price lower. Where might it send down to? Maybe this fair value gap here, and it might revert there. But guys, I'm not loving anything so far right now. Okay, so let's storytell a bit. Where can price go on the 1 hour? So if you guys look at the 1 hour on your charts, look for what's standing out. And for me, what's standing out is this right here. Relative equal lows, right? Do you think price left this on purpose to show bullish strength? Possibly, but there's also a chance that this is just engineered liquidity that has been formed. I am seeing this low here as a liquidity sweep though. So again, it's just something to look out for as a target for sell side. Buy side is going to be, of course, last week's highs, which is 137 pips away. And what we need to do, let me change to regular trading hours here. Yeah, so these lows right here, again, so watch out for them because they might get tagged before going to the upside. The bodies of the candles are closing within this 1 hour fair value gap. So you can see here how you have to kind of piece together these 4 charts that you see in front of you for a trade bias. And once you get a couple of them aligning more like long than short, that's when confidence starts building. But right now for me, like, what am I liking about the trade so far? We kind of pushed into midpoint. We rejected it so many times. If we get a close above RTH gap, this is, to be honest, a really nice rejection. This body closed right at the RTH gap high. Okay. We're getting movement here, guys. We are getting movement. Price peaked in right now, so close above the RTH gap high, which is this green box. It pushed into the Tuesday afternoon first presentation, and today's 6 a.m. So you can see here, like, it's been a very strong level early on. Okay. I am suffocating in here. I need to open up my window. Give me 1 sec. So I'm going to give price an additional, let's give it 8 minutes till 10:30. And then after 10:30, I'm going to call it quits. And if we're revising and we're coming back to price, there's really two more sessions they can trade today. Okay, the lunchtime and the afternoon. And if I can, I try trading all. I don't know if I can catch the afternoon today, but at 11:30, that's when we start the lunchtime macro. Okay, from 11:30 all the way till 1 o'clock. And what we do there is we look for levels, or we look for taking profit from the morning traders. Okay, so here we got to pushed up and down, and we're kind of at opening price right now. So if price continues to do this for the rest of the, the afternoon, or sorry, the morning, I'm going to disregard this trading session. Okay, from 1. The next session that I'm going to be more interested in or more inclined is going to be the afternoon session, which starts at 1:30. So at 1:30, try to find the first presented fair value gap. Try to find engineer liquidity from either lunch or New York. And those are going to be your targets. And try to see if we can get like an AMD pattern, right? Accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. Okay. That might be a possible play. And again, these relative equal lows and yesterday's high are the two most interesting targets to me right now. Okay. The way price is trading right now, again, for me to be bullish and to take longs, I need to see us break above today's first presentation. Okay. It's a rule. Until we get there, I'm not interested in longs unless I get some crazy wick to the downside with an MMS and really good RR. I might take it, but for a safe play, I'll be looking for this in the afternoon, or in the next 8 minutes, which I don't think will happen. Like right now, we're doing nothing. Like we're moving sideways. We took out buy side, we took out sell side, and right now price has done its work for the morning. People have made money, and I think it's moving sideways. There's probably some other narrative, but that's my narrative. Okay. So to be honest, guys, this PA is doo-doo right now. It's not moving. I don't have a clear bias. All of my biases have been taken for the day, and now we got these two other general ones, but we do need to see price moving. So price might start moving, and I'll tell you when. It's very easy to guess. 10:50 to 11:10. Go back to your charts, see if something will happen within these 20 minutes, but that's going to be when my next trade may happen. And hopefully it's this, to be honest, right? Price finally moves sideways for 30 minutes, it pops higher, and then I take the long to minor buy side. But on that note, I think we're going to cut it. There's nothing that's going to happen in the next 30 minutes, and I got to do other stuff. So thanks for joining, guys. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like and to subscribe. And I may be live streaming tomorrow. I don't know. It's pre-NFP. Things are a bit more dicey, but I'll see how the PA is right before the open. And if there is, I'll do a quick live stream to see if we can make some money before NFP. And then on Friday for sure, I'm not trading. So you'll see me on the following Monday. Take care, guys. Have a good day and talk soon.